All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets. We're going to be diving into the biggest narratives that the Chinese market is looking at this moment in time, and I'll show you exactly why, and I'll show you the projects that they are eyeing down during this dip. We'll talk about the dip. We'll talk about the sentiment right now, whether to be bullish, whether to be bearish. Where are we going from here? We're kind of seeing over the 1 hour, Bitcoin's down 1.3%, so definitely need to keep your eyes on it. Where are we going? What are the big factors? Some project with some key news to open up the week. We honestly have a lot to cover. So let's dive right into it. Like the video and subscribe for shows and honestly alpha here every single day on Crypto Banter as well. Shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. Bybit, one of the leading exchanges in all of crypto. NordVPN, always use a VPN and navigate securely throughout crypto. I cannot preach how big security and privacy is inside of Web3. Shout out to NordVPN and SIDUS HEROES, one of the leading AAA intergalactic experiences in all of Web3 gaming. Be sure to check down below and the link in the descriptions for all of our top tier sponsors. Let's dive into the markets as mentioned. So we're seeing a little bit of a dip in the markets, and honestly, we're just kind of correcting with the S&P. I'm watching the S&P very, very closely at this moment in time, and I think that something you should be doing too. And, you know, if we kind of see there's some different sentiments out there, right? So I kind of asked today on Twitter, are you bullish or bearish on the markets? The sentiment is shifting. I called for the 24 to 27,000 range long ago here on In the Game. If you've been a loyal watcher on the show, you know this is the exact range we were looking at. I honestly think we hang out around 24,000, 25,000, 23,000 potentially for a little bit before we do make that next move. But I think the S&P is going to be a key indicator. Becker, for example, thinks that inflation's ticking up, credit card debt's maxed out, people can't afford to eat, and World War III is starting. Want to like buy my $25,000 Bitcoin bags. It's really bullish and totally going higher, right? So we definitely have mixed sentiment across the board. I honestly think we're going to kind of sit in this range for a little bit, pending the S&P absolutely crashing. And I think there is still some opportunities given some narratives. Now, I'm waiting to see a little more of a decline in some of these that have started to run and started to get some money from the Chinese markets and inside of these narratives. But let's talk about one of the narratives, and that's crypto gaming. Over the weekend, we see Optic Gaming, which is probably the second biggest brand inside of esports, inside of gaming, get in with Dead Drop. They did a merch drop with Dr. Disrespect's game that's building on Polygon, one of my absolute favorite projects coming into the space, and they immediately sold out every single piece. Optic, Dead Drop, Optic, Midnight Society. These sold out so quickly. So that was awesome to see Optic Gaming and Dr. Disrespect's Dead Drop, Midnight Society doing a collab. What wasn't awesome to see over the weekend was Polygon. So Polygon's taken about a 12-cent dip here down to $1.40. And why are they taking such a dip today? You know, down 5% today on Polygon. Well, unfortunately, Polygon this morning, Polygon Labs lays off 20% of its staff, which led to a lot of FUD, led to a lot of concern on, I would say crypto Twitter was definitely back and forth, but we then had Sandeep from Polygon come in and said, you know, we have grown exponentially to continue on the path of growth. We have crystallized our strategy for the next 5 years to drive mass adoption of Web3 by scaling Ethereum. Our treasury remains healthy with a balance of over $250 million and over 1.9 billion Matic. So, you know, is this a red flag? Is this a sign of just the economy? Is this a sign of what's to come? You know, is this a big nothing? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. I honestly think it's just part of the recession. And I think it's part of the biggest tech companies in the world are cutting jobs. It's not like that's not going to hit Web3. And we have seen some of the biggest Web3 companies also make layoffs and have to make some cuts because of budgets. It happens during these time periods of max debt, recession, high prices, inflation, etc. So I honestly think it's a big nothing. And I think long-term, they're going to be integrated in so many businesses: Meta, Instagram, Facebook, Stripe, all the big car brands, all the big sports brands, Nike. There's so many brands building with Polygon. It's almost a no-brainer. And with Dr. Disrespect's game alone, they're going to reach another couple million gamers at least throughout his network on YouTube and throughout all the streamers in his network. So no brainer play Polygon. And I honestly think the job layoff today is just because of the economy. I don't see how, with the businesses that they're working with and the revenue that their chain seems to generate and the numbers that we have seen from on-chain metrics, I don't see how Polygon fails. I think today's job layoff is just subject from the recession. And then we're seeing Avalanche pumping. So at about $19, we mentioned here that I'm really looking at Avalanche. I think Avalanche was very undervalued. And I think that where Avalanche is sitting still is undervalued. Now, today, they made a big gaming move. They already have Shrapnel. They have a mobile studio with multiple 100,000 daily active users. They have so many quality games building on their own subnets on Avalanche's chain and using their technology. But then today, we see some massive news coming in. Loco, the largest esports streaming platform in India, this is big, guys, brings 50 million users to Avalanche with the launch of Legends by Loco, an NFT marketplace for esports fans worldwide. Loco Legends aims to revolutionize fantasy games on subnets. They raised $42 million, the largest Series A round in Indian and Southeast gaming history. I mean, this is phenomenal. Alongside this hypergrowth, Loco built an arsenal of preferred partners with brands such as Riot Games and PUBG. 85% of the top gaming creators are already on Loco, and it has seen 900% growth in daily active users over the last year. Honestly, this is one of the bigger, like, it's a different market than most of the people that probably watch the channel, you know, that Southeast Asian gaming market. But that is one of those markets that people have been waiting to tap into. And then here we see here that they're bringing in that market right on Avalanche with this Loco Legends. And I mean, this makes me very, very bullish that adoption is still coming in on Avalanche's subnet technology, because when you're coming in on a subnet like that, you're leveraging Avalanche's tech to be able to utilize your own ecosystem on the chain. It's a brilliant technology. And we see the largest esports streaming platform, 50 million users coming to Avalanche. So a big, big score for not only Web3 games, not only streamers and content creators, but for Avalanche, of course, with this news coming through. And then what is the next narrative? So the narrative that China is really eyeing up right now, and we're seeing it, the money is coming in to Sandbox. Sandbox, before the cascade that we've seen since the market is kind of going down this hour and really just over like the last day, I would say we've seen a lot of money coming in to Sandbox. Now, this is off the tail of the Saudi Arabia news. The Sandbox, they agreed to collaborate on metaverse projects. This is off the tail of the Hong Kong news with crypto. And this is also one of the biggest focuses in the lens of the Chinese market is metaverse. And it has been gaming too. They went through Axie, they went through STEPN. These coins have had their narratives, and it's come from the Asian market. Now, the next token that is being eyed, what is the Chinese Sandbox, right? When you look at the marketplace, is there a Chinese Sandbox? And I'm here to tell you that there is. If you look at Highstreet Metaverse, it did take quite a bit of liquidity before this dip. If we go ahead and take a look at the 7-day, from about $3 all the way up to about $4.30. It's now taking a hit down to $3.79. Highstreet is getting the attention right now of the Chinese market. Yesterday, the volume was off the charts. A VR metaverse project from Taiwan hitching a ride on Binance and 𝗂𝗂. And this is honestly one of the most innovative products out there, I would say. It's the Shopify on-chain. It's a business-centric metaverse platform that combines shopping, gaming, NFTs, legacy brands, and crypto brands. It's also backed by Animoca Brands and Binance. This token right here is definitely in the lens. It's in the lens right now of Chinese investors. This is something they are looking at, and this is confirmed if you were to look at the liquidity for the last 36 hours. The money has been coming in heavily here on Highstreet due to, stuff like this. You can find online, the connections. And this is right here. This site right here, it literally says China News. VR metaverse project from Taiwan. And with the VR narrative with Apple, Meta, the race for the metaverse, it's a no-brainer. And Highstreet is definitely under the microscope. I would be watching this token carefully for very volatile moves, upwards or downwards, because there's a lot of manipulation, right? But I know that this one is in the scope of a lot of the Chinese markets at this moment in time. And then let's talk about a couple of others that I think, if, you know, to keep your eyes on in terms of, are they going to dip or are they going to make that next leg up? So whenever we mention Magic, you know, we made a DCA around $1.50 and it went back up to about $2.30. Now we're back at $1.77. I think if it gets back down in those $1.50 ranges with the future of Arbitrum, what's the main airdrop that everyone's looking at now? Arbitrum. And everyone's kind of starting to grind for on chain. They know that that's going to eventually happen. You make some transactions on the chain and prepare yourself for that. And I think that Magic is a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. In the future of Arbitrum gaming, with the amount of platforms coming to 𝗪𝗓𝗄, I think that Magic is one you need to watch, especially if it does continue to decline. It could be good times for a DCA. And then I'm going to be looking at Gala very closely. I think that a lot of things are about to come out of Gala with that mobile studio they acquired with 20 million users. I really think we're going to see the next step from Gala Games. What have you not seen Gala Games on? A phone. What have I not played? It's a phone. If Gala can sweep the mobile market, they're going to get in front of so many more users, and I want to be in front of that wave. We've been involved with Gala for a long time. We were able to DCA at one point, and you know, I think Gala at this point in time, it's been sitting pretty stable between 3 and 4, 5 cents. I think it's a great time potentially for that accumulation during this dip for the long term of this industry. You know, there's going to be 150 products plus whenever Gala Games is fully rolled out. And that's just on the start. I mean, if you would have listened to their team, when I talked to Jason from the team, I mean, their view on the future of this industry is one of the most unique and sharp in the entire space. And I think that, yeah, they are on phone. They didn't transition yet. So that exactly, they're working on it 100%. But the one thing I haven't done effectively or haven't done myself is be able to play Gala games on my phone consistently. They hit that market. I think that Gala is definitely primed for another leg up. Now, let's look at the rest of the watch list, guys. I'll be looking closely at stuff like Superverse, which, you know, has been taking a lot of liquidity. We'll see what Super does over the next couple of days. As we see, it's up 25% this week, but over the 24 hours, it is starting to go into the red. I'm going to be looking for a little bit of a dip on Superverse. I think that Gods Unchained is getting pretty cheap, under 30 cents. And should you buy Gala to the moon? Wait a little bit, because we're seeing the markets take a little bit of a hit right now. I'm looking for better prices if I'm going to make DCAs personally. My bags are good where they are. I'm going to make DCAs if the prices and the opportunities open themselves up. And guys, I'm going to be here during that time period to let you know if I do make those decisions. But right now, I am not buying. I've been low. I mean, we strategically got into a lot of our favorite tokens over the bear market and really are sitting nicely. But at the same time, I'm always looking for opportunities. If I can get better entries on my Magic, if I can get better entries on PYR, if I can get better entries on Matic, if the FUD continues off of their layoff, then absolutely. But where we got in and where we positioned ourselves, I'm going to sit tight. I'm going to watch the market play out, because you don't have, making no moves is an investment. You know, that is a position. Having no position is a position. So I think that I'm going to sit on the sidelines for now. I wouldn't be buying at this moment in time, to be honest. No. I don't think right now is the time to be buying. Render, yeah, I think Render has a super bright future. A couple of years down the line, I think Render's going to be huge. That'll pay off long term. No Wild on the list. We had talked about Wild a lot in the recent shows. Wanted to kind of go over a couple of different tokens and a couple of different narratives. I'm involved in Wild, and I'm very bullish on Wilder World. Gala going to explode past 89 cents. Wow. Well, that would be a very aggressive move. Maybe long-term, maybe in the next bull run. Naka, good project. Jasmine, don't know too much about it. Magic Craft, it's decent. I wouldn't invest into it personally. I like Magic 𝗪𝗓𝗄 better than Magic Craft. Hello, Jan. Star Atlas. I wouldn't be investing in the Star Atlas token at the moment, personally. Yeah, that wouldn't be a token I'm looking to get into. Remark moved very nicely. As you see here, up 10% on the week, 254. We mentioned that this one would move very nicely with Polkadot. I think Remark has a lot of potential long term, especially when the Polkadot narrative comes back. Absolutely bullish on PYR. We talk about PYR all the time. I think that, Vulcan Forge is building some of the best products in the space as far as interoperability, blockchain, games, everything that they're doing. TTOO update. Well, we have the staking coming up soon on TTOO, and then we also have a big partner coming up around the corner, so that'll be fun. Algorand, not really in my niche. I'm not invested. I don't have a position or an opinion. Remark, please. Bullish. Yeah, bullish on Remark. Theta could be the Twitch of crypto gaming. I think that it has a ton of upside potential, but what if they never move? What if Twitch just becomes Web3, right? So I think there's a risk there, but I do like Theta in the short term. So high, win best to DCA. Sit on your hands and wait. Like I said, I'm not buying yet. Definitely sit on your hands and wait. Don't chase the pump yet. Let the prices regress a little bit and come back to the mean and then make your decision. Especially if you miss the run. Don't make an emotional decision. Blur, bearish on Blur. Bearish on Blur long term. Veracity, I love their platform. Their ad technology is super innovative and unique, and I think that it will be integrated in businesses in the future because I click through every single advertisement, and they could really help through that. And then the streaming side of things, they run esports tournaments. They have like their own streaming platform. Yeah, definitely bullish. 𝗏𝗏 Brands, probably the best Web3 gaming company in the world, biggest Web3 gaming company in the world. If there's 3 brands that are the best, and this is just full disclosure, this is my opinion, it's 𝗏𝗏 Brands, Gala Games, and 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Those are the 3 best brands in crypto gaming. Spin Top, good low cap, and they have a lot around the corner. Their Launchpad, their Gamepedia, pardon me. Yeah, with the Launchpad, the Gamepedia, they have a lot under their belt with the liquidity pools. They're doing a lot, and I think Spin Top's a pretty value low cap. Yield Guild Games, great organization. I'm not looking at guilds actively as an investment at this moment in time, however, because I think the guild model needs to shift in the future. I do like Yield Guild Games, great team, great project, but not investing at the moment. Myria, I want to see more from Myria. I need to see more from Myria. They had that workforce cut a while back. I want to see more from Myria. Guild of Guardians, they have probably the most esports organizations coming into their game. You're probably right there. Yeah, I'm excited to see their full product. The demo was good. The demo for the game was good. All right, guys. We took about 10 token questions there. We went over the biggest narratives coming out of China, which right now is the metaverse. They're looking at stuff like Sandbox, Highstreet, etc. And I think that if you're looking in that metaverse niche, watch the market carefully, watch those tokens that are getting that liquidity. And I think you're going to have a lot of potential on this next leg up, as well as stuff like Avalanche with Loco coming to their chain, 50 million users, and it's going up today. Imagine if we see a next leg up, Avalanche is going to be one of those winners as well. Those are the ones I'm keeping a close eye on. The most is Avalanche and Highstreet. So guys, I'll be back tomorrow with an update. As always, we'll see where these markets are shifting towards. I think we'll have a little more clarity by the time we're live tomorrow on kind of where we're headed. What coin is connected with 𝗏𝗏? You can find their portfolio online. It's also on CoinMarketCap. They are a VC. They're invested in a lot of projects. Like the video if you enjoyed the show, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more every single day here on the Web3 gaming, metaverse, AI markets, and more here on In the Game. And I'll be back tomorrow. As always, play well, my friends.